What you been doing? All right. What are you gonna do with the snow? Just let it come? You gonna scoop the driveway out?
Yeah, if I get anywhere near an inch, so yeah, I will. But anything less than that, no.
I don't know, they're salting everything like crazy.
I've been all day.
Well, it wasn't like that first, I mean, they spent all day doing it, cause I drove to Clinton for his field trip today. And then on the way back, everything was salted.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Sam done it. I am. Sure, it has.
Now, the trucks coming out of Kentucky already had snow on them. I was behind something.
Yeah, I
Snow
saw
flying
something on the news about having snow up there.
Yep, cause I was on 75, coming that way from Clinton.
Yeah.
And there was snow coming off, and not all the trucks, but several of them that you could tell had been further north had snow coming off of them.
And up there around Harlan and Hazard and all in there, you know, they're flooded out up in there. They're expecting 6 inches of snow on top of all that. They got mud up there that's ankle deep, you know. It's gonna be a mess. If it ain't one already.
You go off that. Which clock you go off? Nowhere? I want to be on the same clock you're on.
That's it.
I'm gonna need more, Bob.
I
Keep
text.
coming in.
How many do we have total now?
So,
I got two, we can get the one out of that computer. You can hit, yes.
I wasn't even paying attention.
so you got
I got you two more.
two more, so that's 7.
Steve's on a phone call, where I can get more.
That's fine. We got plenty of time. I got it.
Is that kind of? I'm trying to send this. Steve's on a phone call.
Did you text Greg? Oh,
I did. I got a one-word response.
not nice.
Not nice.
Thanks, Greg, and everything.
You want to see?
See, we are. Good afternoon. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. It's 3:01. We'll go ahead and get started. As y'all read on the online and the posting, Loudon Utilities Electric Department is seeking contractor to do right-of-way maintenance. It's from some of you all that's been in Loudon before. We're doing things a little bit different. We hired a consultant called Shatera that come in and shot LiDAR, done a lot of mapping. So we are doing by the mile, and then we'll have a by the hour price as well. But it's not gonna be just start at the substation and take this circuit and go all the way to the end. We have an app that they furnished us. You can put it, we'll be able to share that on your phones, on your iPad, Android, it'll work either way. We're new to it, so whomever gets this contract is gonna have to give us a little time, a little patience to get familiar with it, but it's basically, it'll give you the address of where it needs to cut. What it done is say we sent out to them, 127 miles, for this year, for 25 circuit right of way. It come back and said that we need to cut 98 miles. So it's cut out the green space, or where it's going through a residential, to where it tracks that. And yes, that's a benefit to Loudon Utilities, but we're ratepayers. We gotta save money where we can save money. But basically how it'll work is, let's just say, I'm gonna use Mulberry Street, main street going through Loudon. It'll have an address on there, 102 Mulberry, and it'll have a picture. It'll pull up with that tree. Once you all right away that tree, cut that tree, you take your device, you take a picture of that, you submit it back. Not only does that update my data and my dashboard, it's also gonna track that of how much has been cut. Like I said, it's new to me, it's new to Miss Aubrey. I'm sorry I didn't introduce Director of Electric. I started Director of Electric, Aubrey Cagle. Like I said a few minutes ago, Mr. Chairman, Pino Campbell sitting in with us today. We've done a lot of hard work on this to get this narrowed down, but like I said, it will be a learning curve. As you up here right now, this is what's provided, on these, whatever these things, what are these things called, Albert?
They're just a thumb drive.
Just a thumb drive, okay.
Try
That,
to zoom in a little bit.
that will, it's over here on the right.
I did that. You need it more?
This is just gonna give you the circuits, and you can go out and evaluate that. I will say that our system's in very good shape, very good shape. We've done a lot of extensive right-of-way over the past few years. We take a lot of pride in it. And there's some people that's in this room that's contributed to that. But any questions? I've got the contract, the date to be turned in is March 7th.
We'll put it out.
Is that what it said on there? I've got some more copies of these being made. It's a pretty big contract. I've got some more coming. Y'all wanna look over those, y'all together? No, sir. No, sir. Do it together, I got some more coming here just a minute. Pretty cut and dry. We wanna try to keep from knocking the power out as much as we can. We know it happens. But there's not really anything in the contract that starts to put the penalties and fees on that. But, trust me, if we're knocking the power out every day, and my boss, Ms. Cagle, is gonna be on me because her boss, Mr. Goins, is gonna be on her. His boss, Mr. Campbell's gonna be on him. So we'll have to have a hard conversation on that. We take a lot of pride in we're customer service first. We're not gonna go out here and right away, leave brush in yards overnight. If it's through if we're working in a field or a wooded area, we need to stack some brush to come back the next day, that's okay. But if it's a resident or a business, what you put on the ground that day needs to be picked up that day. Like I said, we're a small utility. Everybody knows everybody. If they don't know somebody that does know us. And so they will jump on us on Facebook, on social media, or call in here. We're gonna have customer complaints. That's just when you go to cut trees, well, as y'all know, you're gonna have people that's gonna, and I will, the way this works, if you got a refusal, you all talk to them first. If you can't work that out, you, supervisor, superintendent calls me. I will go out and handle the customer. I don't want your guys, men or women, in an argument with our customers. If there needs to be any discussion, hard discussion, right-of-way issues, any of that, that's my job. That's what they pay me for. Loudon Utilities will represent Loudon Utilities when it comes to customers. That being said, if someone's jumping on you all, they cussing your guys, they whatever, get out of there. Pull out and go on. We're not gonna stand out there and fight. Immediately call me. If you can't get me, call Miss Aubrey. What happened? We deal with it every day. We take, we don't want, a lot of times a dead tree or a tree that we just side cut it. If it needs to be cut to the ground, we're gonna cut it to the ground. If there's additional charge to that part of the contract, we'll pay it. Out of that 98 miles over 12 months, we don't want you to do any more than 20 miles per month, because that's without special permission from me. That needs to be, it's in there that I laid out, I approved. We don't want to put finance on my rear end because we turned in 45 miles and we gotta pay that in 1 month. So we wanna try to keep it under that 20. 98 miles over 12 months, I think that's pretty fair for everybody. It's not like we're having to get 400 miles in a year. So we will, whoever gets a contract, I'll walk through that with them. Invoicing, I like the invoice turned in before the 7th of every month. We pay bills on the 10th and the 25th. We like for that to hit the first month. If you turn your invoice in on the 11th, you will not get a check sent out here until the 25th. Not gonna happen. So number one, it's a special thing, and I'm not gonna ask our county team to do something out of the norm. I like for it to be turned in, and if you want to set yours up to be paid on the 25th, I don't have a problem with that. That's okay, but hit me before the 21st, because whatever you all submit to me, number one, I've got to go look at it. I'm gonna check the miles, I'm gonna check the quality of work, I'm gonna make sure everything's done. If you turn in 7.2 miles, I'm gonna go check that 7.2 miles. I'm gonna make sure that it meets Loudon utility standards and specs, and I sign off on it. So that's why I'm saying get it to me the 6th or the 7th to give me time, because I have other duties other than just driving. Any questions?
Probably ought to cover the fact that this is a 1 year, but.
It is a 1 year contract. In the packet there, it is a 1 year contract with the option to renew on year 2 and 3. So how that's gonna work is we'll do the 1 year, we'll evaluate, the electric department will evaluate, we'll go back through Manager Goins and the board, have a discussion, and go from there. Whether we re-up it or rebid it. There's no guarantee, there'll be 90+ miles next year. Like I said, we're using, Cetera, the Loudon AI. So if they come up next year and they say, hey, we've looked at this thing, you only need to do 42 miles. Okay, we're gonna do 42 miles. They may come up and say, hey, you know, it's this and this and outside, because I'm gonna send them our entire system. And they say, hey, you need to do 180 miles. Okay, then we're gonna go to the board and see what we need to do. We can do less, we can't do more without the board's blessing. But there's not a guaranteed 100 miles. We were set up to do between 100 and 120 miles every 3 years. But from a budgeting standpoint, we've changed that, and I should know by October, November of 25, of about how much we're gonna do for the next year. Because they want to shoot this LiDAR and do this in full foliage, and to make sure that you know, we capture everything with the leaf. So we'll know by this time next year, the first of the year, of what we're looking at mileage wise. What else, Ms. Cable?
Extensions and knowing that it depends on how the software goes. This is a trial year.
Absolutely.
When do y'all see it being awarded?
So has to be turned in, we'll do a public open bid on, it's either March 6th or 7th. 7th, okay. So that following Monday, we have a utility workshop. I will take all the numbers and all the contracts to the board. The board will review, we'll have a discussion, and then the winning bidder will be voted on that last Monday of the month by the utility board, and then that's when we'll sign the contract. So, 30 days after that, but I'm good to start before that once contract signed. I'm good to start within the next week. We're ready to go, so.
Lowest bidder wins.
Lowest bidder wins it with, it's in there, the bid price is based on 60%. Then equipment, references, financial status. So it's, I don't know what page that's on. It's toward the back. It's based on the 60% on the price, then equipment.
There is a grading on it.
It's a grading,
the-
emergency, the response time on emergency. You know, we'll welcome anybody in the country to work for us. We're not, but there's a lot of times on Saturday night, we get tore down, I'm picking the phone up, and I need somebody here within 30, 45 minutes to an hour to start right away. So,
Do you foresee anything needing to be energized?
typically, no. Most of our contractors in the past has worked it energized. Now, we get into a situation, I'm not gonna say we're not going to, but if we run into, we're out here on my main feeder, going down Highway 72 on the through phase and say, hey, I need this out now.
Yeah.
We can't have it out now, a tap line or something like that. We did have a contractor one time, every time we turned around, when the line let down for them. I'm not gonna play that. Number one, that's putting extra work on our crews and extra expense. Every truck throws $250. And that's not the way we need to do it. You have people, not saying nobody here don't, but have people that can work it in, guys. And typically, unless it's just a very close danger tree, we don't even set an A switch. We will. But if we do an A switch, then that's gonna cut your time work down, because I will not pay overtime. Y'all work 10 hours a day, I don't care. Well, you'll work on Sunday, and you let me know you're gonna work on Saturday. Now, that being said, after hours, you start knocking the fire out, that's costing Loudon Utilities more money that we don't have in the budget. I'm gonna have a little hissy fit. But if you want an A switch during the day, caution order, we'll give you that. But at 2:30, I'm releasing it, because our guys go home at 3:30, it gives them time to get back to the shop without working over.
So it is on page 23, evaluation of bids, it's in section 6, so proposed, the pricing is 60%, references and experience is 10, equipment is 10, and response time is 20. But that's on page 23.
We're not asking you to have new equipment, we know that, we buy equipment too, we know where it's at, but we ask you to have reliable equipment, the other thing that I'm gonna have a big problem with, and it's gonna fall on you all, because we're not gonna pay it. I've run a bucket truck the last 20 years. I farm, I know about oil leaks, I know about hydraulic leaks. You pull on a driveway, your truck leaks, your equipment leaks, when a customer calls me, I'm gonna call you and say, hey, you gotta go take care of whatever you leak. It's in the contract property damage. I don't care how you get to the tree. I don't care if you drive across a solid yard. I don't care. You're responsible for it. You're fixing it, not me. You bust a driveway, you're gonna pay to fix it. We're not. So, and that's in there, that all damage is there. I'm just upfront and honest. There's no country boy straightforward. People in this room that know me, they'll tell you that, right up front. But my job is to make sure Loudon Utilities is represented well, and that's what we'll do. And when you come on our system as a contractor, you're representing Loudon Utilities, and we'll oppose that one way or the other. Any more questions? Mr. Cannon?
Things good.
Okay. I've got these thumb drives, that's got these maps on it. Y'all looked at it, it has my information on it, y'all email me, is my phone number on it anywhere?
I think so.
I don't care if you give me anybody my cell phone number if they got a question.
I think, I'm pretty sure it's on
I've got some more of those
there. I mean, you're
contracts coming.
you're the
I
contact.
think it just has my email address on there. Anybody wants my phone number, I'll give it to them. If you have any trouble with these, let me know.
Are the lines highlighted on these files?
Yeah, just like it right there.
Some of these spots are gonna be open, so obviously we're skipping the open stuff.
Yes. So
They are all in
that is the
PDFs.
circuit, yes.
Yeah, they're not in Esri or anything like that, they're PDFs.
Blue, whatever the colors are like that one there is green, that's a different circuit. I've got my circuits turned on and off. So go to the other circuit, it's on another,
Which one do you want? That one's good. That one's good? Is that what you wanna try?
yeah, so that's the other circuit there. Hey, if you got any questions, give me a call. No. So I think there's 5 or 6 distribution lines, there is one transmission line on it, that goes across country. It's gonna be what we call the BSK 69. 25 feet on there. Roughly 50 feet on it, 25 on my, 3-phase. 15 to 20 on my 7-phase. And anything we cut to the ground, we cut to the ground.
Is that Telco Village still on there?
It is
Every
not,
other
it
year?
is not, no, sir. We do
Okay.
not do the Telco Village anymore,
Okay.
other than, thank you, Greg, other than just on our regular circuit. POA is now handling that. Did everybody get the thumb drive? Needed more. You got one, Lee? Yes, sir. You got one, you got one.
Is there a digital contract on this?
Do what, I'm
Is
sorry?
it just the maps on this, the digital contract?
That, no,
I think
contract's not.
No, it's not. We can, if you want to email,
You want to email, I'll send it to you.
we can send it to you. It's not too large to send.
Did everybody get?
Sometimes the maps are too
contract?
large to send.
Let's have the phone number.
Mine, 865-740-6304. Travis Williams. What are you looking at?
Oh, I was telling Jamie I'm not getting one there. I give yours out.
And, bid opening March the 7th at,
Oh, let me pull it on the
I
contract.
think it's at the six, but at 3 o'clock.
I think it was
the
the day
6th,
before. I
at
think
3 or 10.
What was your deadline for returning?
That's a good one.
March the 6th.
If I would quit closing out the contract, I would.
I'll play with so many dates, depending on, I can't keep them.
6, 2 p.m.
March the 6th, 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And so you can either hand deliver them here, you can overnight them, or you can bring them that day. No
You
matter
have
to
to be
me.
present,
Huh?
you have to be present.
You do not have to be present. They will, so we will read the total allowed, but like I said, we'll have to weight everything. And then we plan to contact whoever the winner is at that point and let them know that we plan to take it Monday. So that may be Friday or that may be Monday morning that we contact whoever the winner is. And that, of course, that's contingent on our board approving it.
So basically what'll happen on that day is, just to be transparent with everybody.
They will be sealed until
So
2 p.m.
go to page 33, and if this is, and I'm just gonna pick on him because he's sitting in the front, if it's Thomas, then I'm gonna open that bid, I'm gonna say this is Thomas. Open up, and their price per mile is X. And then, gonna flip right over and go to the next page and say standard time per hour is X, overtime is X. And I'm not gonna go through, and that's probably gonna be the extent of it. I might go down here on section B and give those, I'm not gonna get into equipment and all that. Because that is for an hourly rate, that's not what we're bidding, but we will need some hourly rate throughout this, and we'll look at that. But the main thing that we're looking for is this price per mile.
Does that rate go into Bob in this?
Sir?
Does the hourly rate go in Bob for this? Or do you look at it separately?
Some aspect, yes, but I control the hourly rate. And if your mile is where it needs to be, and then your hourly rate's astronomical, I'm not gonna use you. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna shoot myself and bust my budget, on addition, I'll use you when I have to. But yeah, the main thing here is, the most important one to us is the price per mile, because that's the bulk of the work. The others, we used to call it hotspot work, we don't use that no more, it's additional work. It's storm work, it's gonna be what's not, where my crew goes out here and like, none of vinyl work is on this map for this year. But crew goes out, tonight, and we've got a span going up to 2 houses, and it's grown up. They're gonna come in and report that to me, but I'm gonna call the contractor and say, hey, go out there and I want a price on it. I'm gonna get an estimate before I approve it. So that's what I'm gonna pull the hourly for, is that.
And how often are you guys having storm damage call-ins?
Very little.
Month?
No,
Our
Maybe.
system is in really good shape.
Maybe.
We've been aggressive throughout the past couple of years, and so we do not have a
5
lot.
times a year is big. But our guys are going to, there is more of the cleanup afterwards during the day, because our linemen are pretty versed in right away. And so what they're gonna do is the night of, they're gonna cut what they need to cut. And then, we got the county, the city is gonna push it off the road, but if it is in the right of way, we have, and we've come in at 11 o'clock, and I've had my right of way contractor work till daylight, just because the line was so bad to get it back up, we don't have a choice. But it's very rare that we do it. We're in such good shape that we don't have to do that much. Bad storm, that's just like Sunday, didn't have to have anybody in here. We handled it ourselves, we had quite a few trees. But now you go back to August of 23, and we had to have some help. We were tore down by that 44 broke poles, so we had all to get,
Let's not
but
talk
very
about
rare,
that day.
very rare. Any other questions? All right. I will see you all on the 6th, 2 o'clock. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you. Thanks.
Got my number, if you got any questions? Everybody signed in, right?
Yeah, bro.
What is my number up there, brother?
Yes, sir.
740. Yep, sure. Thank you.
Good seeing you,
Hey,
bud.
bro.
Holler at me.
Will do. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are we, son?
Good, Mr. Pino, how are you, sir?
Doing well, son.
Yeah.
Doing well. So you've been doing a little work. A few chips. Oh, wow. Everything going good? Great. Great.
It's good to see you.
Appreciate that.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for the layout.
Late notice, I was
Doing
on
good.
good.
You're good. You're good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Watch your work.
We'll take all in, don't matter, that.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Good, you, Jim.
Take care. Mr. Pino here.
Hey, bud, I'm doing.
Always do.
Full time job.
You know some of them people?
I know, so the two that's sitting right here,
That Thomas.
that's Thomas, that's Chris Brewster,
Uh,
that's Chris Brewster. That's Ken's Nicky,
which one?
the one that's sitting right here, the young boy.
That's Ken's nephew. Really?
Which one of the boys was in, Little City, Ken's,
Oh, I don't know.
well, it's actually, I think it's his great nephew, I think,
Okay.
it's
How's he hooked up with Thomas?
So Ken hired him, he was running day to day for Ken.
Yeah.
Ken sold out, Thomas hired him.
Okay.
He kept him.
So the truth of the matter is he works for Thomas.
Yes, sir, okay. But what I was saying, I don't know if Ken ain't working for Thomas. I don't know,
Yeah, well, I don't either. I don't,
and I don't know
I don't either.
what do you do if they win? And then Ken's the front man at Loudon for Thomas.
Well, I don't know.
Let's talk like that.
We're recording in here. I don't know.
We're still recording.
Yeah,
I think that's a legal question.
I don't know. That's,
Hey,
Yeah,
go to the
so,
restroom,
I don't
use the
know.
potty. You need to use the restroom? We're coming right back. Hey, we're going to the restroom. You can leave that sitting here. I'm going to the restroom. I'm coming right back.
This is the one out of the computer.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'm gonna turn this off. They were recording it, with the TV3 camera.
Okay,